Hey there, Wargamers, Justin the Iron Painter here, and you guys are tuning in for this week's video blog. So to get things started this week, I'd like to apologize if I sound a little bit off today. I think I might sound pretty okay right now. I've pumped myself full of meds. I've been catching a cold. I actually didn't work yesterday. I did stream. I'm very dedicated to you guys, so I did suck it up and make it through that stream, but it did not work yesterday evening. It was a bit rough, so I took the night off, and today's Wednesday, so it was a Amanda day, and I didn't have work, so we lounged around, watched some TV, kept myself pumped up with meds, drank fluids, and trying to bounce back quickly so I don't miss more work, don't miss any streams, things of that nature. So, but I did want to make sure that I set aside some time to film the vlog for the week so that I could give you guys an update for where we're at, what I'm doing, and what to expect going into the future. So, some exciting news today, which I'll be showing you in just a moment. Nothing new product-wise or anything of that nature, but I did finish some models. So let's go ahead and shift this over here and I'll show you guys what I've finished. So first and foremost, if you guys have been following me on stream, you've been seeing me paint this seemingly endless onslaught of miniatures coming from wheels, and it's really not that many models that I've been working on. So first and foremost, we finished up the Imperial Fist Land Raider here. I got to put the Green Stuff World inks to use again on the lenses here to make them kind of look like they're glowing. I think they turned out really well. They look really cool. And with a little bit of feathering here, you can kind of get a little haze right here in the front where it almost looks like it's casting down onto the armor plates in front of it. That's pretty cool. Didn't take a lot of effort. And tried using the inks as a little bit of a kind of glaze on the kind of viewports here, and that worked out pretty well too. So very excited with how this guy has turned out for the amount of time that was invested in it. Very cool. Hopefully have this out at the shop with me tomorrow to take some photos of it, and then to get it packaged up and ready for shipment so I can ship it out to Wheels hopefully on Thursday. At the time that you guys are watching this, it is Wednesday night, so excuse me, at the time of filming this, rather, at the time you guys are watching it may be a couple of days out, probably maybe even a week, but I do try and get these filmed and edited as quickly as possible, but sometimes things happen and I can't get to them as quickly as possible. Moving on, I do have some quick edits I need to do to this guy before it ships. We'll address this tomorrow on stream. I just need to ring his base black. I missed doing that when I was ringing the other models, but he is done, ready for shipment, ready for Wheels Army, his collection for the tabletop, ready to bring destruction, unfortunately, to some Iron Warriors and other enemies of the Imperium alike. So we got that guy done. As you guys have probably seen before, we have this fellow here for the Blood Angels finished, which looks pretty cool. We're going to set him here for a moment because we got some other Blood Angels I'll show you guys in just a moment. And we've got, for the other Imperial Fists here, we got a character and we've got his two attack bikes. So these are a little bit on the lower side of the detail, but still try to get them above tabletop. Did the quick glowing lenses on them. I think they look pretty good for the time invested. I really dig them. I like that. And then as a final Imperial Fist model here, we've got his character model, Sergeant Joven, or whatever he decides to name it, but that's what the actual model is called. If he's like me, he'll probably name it something else. But spent a lot of time working on this guy. First time doing glowing lenses that way with the Green Stuff World inks. First time doing glowing lenses, period, that way. But first, the first attempt here was with the inks, and it worked out really nicely. Very pleased. Face turned out pretty good. Decals and all the other work on the model looks really good to me. I like the basing. The basing's a little simple, but sometimes simple is all you need. Looks good. Slayed this orc. A little bit of blood casting. Actually, I say a lot of blood here cast onto the base. Gory and gruesome. I think it looks pretty cool. And that's it for the Imperial Fist that I've worked on. Moving on, for the Blood Angels, we've got quite a few models here that I have finished. So we've got his 30K Terminators on some really, really sweet Death Ray Designs bases. I believe this is the ship hull line. If you're looking to pick up some base toppers for your army, I encourage you to check out deathraydesigns.com. Coupon code GETAMP10 will save you 10%. You can get some bases like this for your army. If you catch the VOD on Twitch, you can see me work on these live. I think it took 2 sessions for me to fully finish them, but if you dig through the archives there, you might find that. If there's enough interest in how I did these, I could possibly even do a tutorial. It's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below. So there's one of his Terminators. We've got Terminator number 2. Looking pretty cool. I went for a real clean basing on this because the idea here is we wanted these guys to match Wheels' previous commission as best we could, and the previous commission had his Blood Angels on some Slaanesh demon looking bases, and I figured the Terminators perhaps teleported into the battle bridge of one of the Emperor's Children like vessels, and down the planet below they're summoning demons and so forth, and I assumed that for this particular band of Emperor's Children that their ship was nearly immaculate and the basing was really clean, their pursuit of perfection. So that's kind of the idea we're going with here. Some purple and the non-metallic silver and gold look. A little bit cartoony, but I like how it's turned out. Got the assault cannon, the heavy weapon for the squad. Looking pretty cool. Can't wait to snap some photos of these with my Table War backdrop and put those up on the Instagram. I think they're going to look pretty awesome. We've got the guy with the glaive from the squad. Looks pretty cool. Not a lot of non-metallic gold, air quotes, look on the space. Got that little spattering there, but otherwise I think it looks pretty cool. And then finally, we've got this fella here, my favorite guy from the unit. He's got a shield here, says death, backhand, got his power sword, looking fresh. And I really like the swords from this box, and because we had some extra bits, because I got to build these the way that I thought they would look cool, I used one of the extra swords here for his lieutenant or captain, this Primaris Bro. So this is one of the other characters that I did for the Blood Angel army. Now he's on different basing than those guys because this plastic piece he's standing on actually has his feet on top of the concrete. So in order to get his feet off, you would have to slice it, and that's not something we were about doing. So he got a bit more of a normal base job, but I think he looks pretty cool and should still fit in with his army, hopefully reasonably well. And finally here we've got the crown jewels of the commission. First up, we've got the Contemptor Dreadnought that I painted up for Wheels as well. This guy's got a pretty sweet base also from Death Designs here. One of the ship hull bases painted up, looks real nice. I also feel like the contrast on the Dreadnoughts here goes really well with this basing style that I did. I think it looks really, really cool. I enjoy the light scratch marks on the base as well as the light scratch marks on the armor. Very subtle, looks really cool. I'm very pleased with how that model turned out. I also really like the action pose. It's kind of in motion, moving, ready to slay the enemies of mankind. So I think that's really cool. And then finally, the ultimate crown jewel for the project here, we've got the Leviathan. I think he's looking pretty dope. I did have intentions of coming back and dabbing some blood on his claws, but I've decided to leave him clean so that he kind of matches the basing a bit more. I don't want to take away too much from it. I think it looks really good as is, and I just kind of felt like maybe adding the blood spatter might have been too much over the top. We've got enough going on with the contrast of the scratch marks and the armor style, the artistic vision that I had with this piece, and I just felt like maybe doing the blood would have been a little too much. So I left it as it was. I think he's turned out really well. Looks really good. And I'm hoping that this performs well for Wheels on the tabletop and that he's really excited to field it alongside his army. It's pretty awesome. Now, in terms of updates for the Patreon and the YouTube and the community and things of that nature, I have not been getting as much painting done on Mephiston here as I would like. I think you guys have seen updates for him before. I have not gotten another session in with him. Between work and being sick, it's been a little bit difficult, but I still have intentions of trying to get him finished before the end of the month. The videos might not start airing until the beginning of February, which is unfortunate. So I do apologize. I've not been able to get this done as quickly as I would like for you patrons and you guys from YouTube, but I'm definitely trying. And because it's going to be a multi-part video series, at least you'll have several segments to enjoy and consume and give feedback on versus just one. We'll see how it goes. This has been different, and I definitely don't want to leave you guys hanging in terms of content, but it's been a different filming style, and it's been a little bit harder this month to wrangle my time. So that's kind of the point of Patreon, though, is to help offset my work schedule so I can spend more time doing video stuff. But moving forward, hopefully that'll continue to grow, and we won't have too many or as many time constraints. Maybe we'll be able to stay on top of this stuff a little bit better, which I think will be pretty cool. So hopefully you guys will keep up with this on the internet, the YouTube, the Patreon, and social media, all that, so you'll see when these videos go up. And finally, the last couple of models I have to send Wheels here. You guys may have seen it before. We've got Sanguinius. Some of you guys may know that I painted this guy up for my entry at Nova, which was back in, I think, September of 2019, so it's been a while. Wheels has been waiting a while. This model was a challenge for me. It's my first serious attempt at doing non-metallic metal, and I think he turned out really well. I really like the face. The face turned out super awesome, super clean. For my first attempt at non-metallic metals, I like it. There's some things that I think I would improve upon if I did this exact model again, but that's just the way it is. As you paint a model, if you paint it 10 times, you know, the 10th version of it's probably going to look better than the first one because you've perfected things and gotten better. It's just the nature of things. But in this particular example, I'm really pleased with it. I think he looks dope. I really love the sword, love the basing. It's just an incredible piece in general, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it or like the images here. And hopefully Wheels will enjoy it and find some use for it on display and or on the tabletop. Moving on here, the next piece that was too big for the screen here, so we've got some scrolling photos here. We've got the Warhelm Titan that I finished for Wheels. So first and foremost, we've got a pretty sweet custom base made from Death Ray Designs. This is something that we don't have on the website for purchase, but if you have a large model like this that needs a base and it's something that's an irregular size like this, you feel free to reach out to us, Facebook or email, you know, things of that nature, and we'll be able to work up something custom for you. But I think this basing looks particularly cool with this model. Like I did with the Dreadnoughts, I tried to make sure he looked like he was in action, some mobility to him. I didn't want him to just be standing there, you know, at attention shooting forward. I want him to look like he's just been plucked from a scene. That's a trend you guys can probably see forming with the things that I talk about on stream and in videos. I really like the narrative, so I was pushing really hard for this guy to look like he was in motion. Had a lot of fun working on him. The weathering's amazing. The weapons look super cool on it, and we even took a clear red sheet of like translucent I don't know, plastic or something like that, and we cut it down and we used that for the lenses for inside of his helmet, so we've got a real natural effect. I think that looks really, really cool. I'm not sure when Wheels will get to put this on the tabletop, but I hope that it brings him good luck, good fortune, and he enjoys having another piece from old AMP Services here, artistic collection. Even if he paid me to paint it, hopefully he enjoys having the piece. And finally, the last model we have to send Wheels here is Captain Rex. This was Wheels' Patreon reward for December. It's been sitting on my desk the whole month, and this is going to go out with his shipment of models this month. So the model I'm working on for him for his War Master tier on Patreon is that Mephiston for the tutorial, so it's kind of a double whammy there. It gets him the model that he has earned for that pledge tier on Patreon, and also gives me something to film. So, but this guy was December's. I think he turned out really cool. I like how he looks, and hopefully Wheels will appreciate him in some way. I don't think he's currently pursuing Legion actively, but I'm hoping that one day this guy might see the tabletop. And poof, all those models are gone. And before we wrap up today's vlog for the week, I do want to show you guys something else. You guys have seen these dice bags before, but we got some goodies in here today. My shipment came in from Chessex, and we've got dice flying everywhere. We've got our purple dice to go with our very regal purple bag here. So we've got the T.A.P Garrison purple innards and our silver kind of gray and white and purple dice to match these bags. So these are currently rewards for Patreon supporters as they have moved forward in the tiers and or their monthly subscriptions, whatever, the longevity, that's what we're looking for, longevity, as they have continued on. These are things that they can earn, some dice and dice bag along with widgets and things of that nature. And these actually look really interesting. It's a different like pattern on the swirls there. Very cool looking. But anyways, these are for that, also things to give away on stream, and potentially some type of donation-based giveaway on Twitch. I've got 5 gray bags with the embroidery with purple in it, and 5 more with the embroidery on that side and green inside. But I got these dice specifically to match these bags so that we had something that was a little bit different than the previous ones. We've done green and gray before. We've done, I've got 1 black outside and red inside. And then I think the other ones were like green and blue and green something else. I feel like I had a different color inside. I think I had green, I think I had blue, and maybe one other one. It might have just been green and blue and black, or green, blue, and red. It might have been gray and red, maybe. Gray, red, gray, green, gray, blue. I'm not sure. I've gotten bags a few times. So, but those came in today. I was pretty excited about it. It was almost a 3-month wait to get those dice from Chessex, and I'd love to do something with these in regards to the community, see you guys out there rolling dice, spreading the good word, being that hobby ambassador, being an active member of the T.A.P Garrison, and sharing photos of your tabletops and your activities when you're out there in the real world with real people playing games. So make sure you pop in stream sometime or comment below if you have any questions about how to attain something like this for yourself. But on that note, folks, I think that's going to wrap up today's vlog. As we continue into what's left of the month, I'm really going to try hard to get Mephiston finished. I'd really like to have the first episode of that tutorial air before the end of the month, but I'm not sure if we'll get done. I've still got a review to do on the wet palette from Army Painter, as well as some basic materials from them. I still need to do my Green Stuff World. I filmed stuff for Green Stuff World with the inks and so forth. I've got to edit that and get that up. I've still got stuff from Gamergrass I need to do. I've used a lot of products, a lot of their basing products rather, on some miniatures, so I'll have some photos and things like that to do an unboxing and review of their products, maybe do a quick tutorial on how to use them, which is pretty straightforward. And then I've got a bunch of stuff from Privateer Press that I'm hoping to do some cool things with in the near future, and I'm waiting to hear back from Reaper. I got told that I qualified for their level 1 sponsorship. I'm waiting to hear back on the confirmation for that, and if that happens, we're going to have some more Reaper things on the stream and the channel to paint and to give away. So lots of things moving forward this year that I'm really going to try and stay on top of. It's just a matter of finding the time to do those things, so I'm trying really hard. I'm committed to doing this stuff for you guys, and hopefully you'll stick around and support what I do and enjoy watching me kind of be an entertaining moron from time to time. But on that note, folks, I think we're going to sign off for the day, and we'll get our obligatory self-promotions out of the way. If you'd like to help support the stream, I encourage you to check out deathordesigns.com. Coupon code GETAMPED10 will save you 10%, whatever you pick up there, and 10% of your purchase will be donated to me, the streamer, which will help me pay bills and continue to do what I love, which is to produce content for you guys and get involved in this hobby, which I really enjoy doing. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ding the little bell so you get alerts when I put up new content. If you're already watching this, you're probably already a subscriber, but if somehow you're listening to this and you aren't already, what are you waiting for? You should be. You should be. And finally, if you'd like to be a super supporter, I encourage you to check out my Patreon page. We've got a variety of tiers on the small end to the large end. Your contributions, however large or small, really do help. I do appreciate it. They help me to continue pursuing this hobby, this interest, this love, this dream that I want to be doing, and I could not be doing it without you guys. So on that note, folks, I'd like to thank you guys for listening to me ramble today. As always, keep rolling those dice, keep painting those models, and I will catch you next time.